Of course, we were live once again in the Barclays Center of New York City. It was the fallout from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. We saw a bit of in-ring action, a lot of highlights from the show, and a little bit of tag team matches featuring our favorite UK guys, including the UK champion Pete Dunne. What's up, everybody? DJ Kaz. Of course, I am back here with you with my NXT review. Of course, I'm back doing these things regularly after a little bit of an hiatus, but yeah, I'm back to talk about NXT here, exclusively to PWF Empire. We kicked off NXT tonight with, of course, an awesome highlight package featuring all the events from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Of course, the Almas Gargano match, the NXT Tag Team title match, the Women's Championship match, the NXT title match, and of course, Aleister Black and Hideo Itami, and of course, the surprise appearances by Adam Cole and Red Dragon. So yeah, a lot of stuff went in that package, so I like that. Of course, we thought we were going to kick off with some action tonight with one No Way Jose, which real quick before I get into this, he is just a great guy to actually start the show with. Like, I would open the show with No Way Jose, and we thought he was going to take on Lars Sullivan, but that match ended up not happening. I don't know why, but when it comes to this Lars Sullivan, all I get is Snitsky vibes from this dude. Like, he's not really doing much for me right now, so I'll have to wait and see if he actually intrigues me moving forward. We come back on NXT showing them the highlight packages, and one of those was the Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Almas match, which, like I said in my review, Almas definitely went over, and I really enjoyed the story of that matchup. And of course, we all know that the DIY shirt came into fold when Johnny Gargano got distracted, so yeah, nice little video package just to highlight everything that went on, because it was a great opener to the show. And then, of course, Johnny Gargano was interviewed. And then, of course, Johnny Gargano, he was saying on how the loss was on him. It wasn't because of a distraction, but he's going to let the NXT Universe know that there is still a lot going on with Johnny wrestling. So, again, he's just a white meat babyface that you can keep beating him, but he's always going to get on with this crowd, so again, the money with him is when Ciampa gets back, so can't wait to see what goes on with Gargano moving forward. And of course, continuing on with the trend of the highlight views from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, they showcased the NXT Women's Championship match featuring one Ember Moon and the undefeated Empress, Asuka. And again, that match was very good. It exceeded my expectations. I love the highlight packages. And Ember Moon, once again, she got to the point to where I actually wanted her to beat Asuka, because she finally got the crowd behind her and she's finally lived up to that potential. And we found out earlier this week that Asuka is maybe storyline injury, because she has a broken collarbone, which roughly takes nine weeks, I heard. So don't know if it's storyline injury or not, but if it is, I wish Asuka the best and she'll be back in time. But if it's storyline, I guess they could go along with it. I'm sorry, but I just gotta say, I just saw the fact that NXT as of late has just been doing like post-match interviews with like people using their cell phones instead of like microphones or anything like that, not even hooked up. I just like that little touch. It's really kind of funny. Of course, we come back to NXT to another interview featuring the two men that will compete in the main event later on, the team of Wolfgang and the UK champion Pete Dunne. I just find it very interesting that every time Pete Dunne, when he said that when he stepped in that ring that the UK brand gets stronger. I'm trying not to read too much into that, but it's like the UK thing has been going on. The tournament was in January. We're now in almost September, and there's nothing that's been mentioned about the UK Championship, nothing about the UK brand. Is it going to be part of NXT, or is it going to have its own show? Because there's been a lot of budget cuts that's been going on, so they really got to look into that. But I will say, separating that, I like the fact that Wolfgang was like, I'll focus on the championship. So after we win this tag match tonight, how about you get what I rightfully deserve? And I like what Pete Dunne, a championship, do. Like, don't get too ahead of yourself, mate. Just focus on the match tonight. And I liked it. Like, these two guys shouldn't be liking each other, even though, here's the thing, they're both heels, but how often do we see, like, two heels like each other just because they're going up against two baby faces? It's ridiculous, but yeah, really good stuff here, but they really need to get that UK Championship thing. Up next on NXT, we had NXT Women's Division action featuring the iconic duos, one half of which is Peyton Royce going one-on-one with Sarah Logan, one of the participants in the Mae Young Classic, which is coming up in a week or so, which real quick, the iconic duo Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, they got a huge pop. Like a really good pop. Like this just goes to show you, like, they're supposed to be annoying, but they're very good at it. So I don't know if they're gonna get called up, because we saw on the NXT Takeover show that they were talking with Daniel Bryan. I just hope that they can get somewhere. But I also think Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, if they get called up, they fit on any division. But the match between Sarah Logan and Peyton Royce I actually found very decent and a little entertaining. And I like the way on how they showcase Sarah Logan being one of the competitors in the Mae Young Classic, because with that thing on Monday, you really gotta like start like really advertising and getting people excited, which Sarah Logan got a really good reaction for the most part. And then, of course, the match is going on, and Peyton Royce gets the win with a very beautiful fisherman suplex into the cover. Like, that was beautiful. Like I said, I personally think out of the two, Peyton Royce is better than Billy Kay, but Billy Kay's still good. I just think Peyton Royce is the better in-ring worker. So, can't wait to see what's actually going to be going on with these two. Hopefully, they get called up, because I honestly think they would be fine additions to the main roster. Of course, we're back on NXT with a highlight from the Sanity AOP match, the Authors of Pain, which was a very, very good match, like I said in my review, which definitely surpassed my expectations, considering I am an expert and a fan of tag team wrestling. So I will say, now that Sanity are the new NXT tag team champions, I am very interested to see where this tag division goes from this tag. Of course, being this is the theme of the highlight of the show, they showed us some very exclusive footage, like of the champion and challenger at the time for the NXT Championship match between Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre through their match. Like I said, match was fine, but it was just a very WWE style match that didn't fit the NXT mold, but still, nonetheless, McIntyre is the new champion, which will be very, very interesting moving forward, because I never really pictured McIntyre, while he was good, I never really saw him being like the face of NXT. And of course, after that footage happened, we found out that next week on NXT, which we know that they're going to be doing the tapings this Thursday, so it's going to be interesting to see. I'm not going to read the spoilers, but it's going to be interesting to see like what's going to be going on, because McIntyre will be there. He'll be as a champion. And I really like how the way NXT, they just show Future Shock, which a little nudge, wink to ROH, because we all know Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are the former Ring of Honor tag team Future Shock. So I kind of found that very, very ironic. But then, speaking of Roode, who also on SmackDown Live this past Tuesday, last night actually, made his main roster debut, and when he took on Aiden English. But the thing about what's weird is Bobby Roode was a babyface on SmackDown, but he was still a heel in NXT. And the Roddy feud, I think they're still going to try to do, so it will be interesting to see what's going to be going on with them there. And again, when Roode, he got interviewed one more time, but the thing about it is, he was a heel. Like, when he showed up on SmackDown Live last night, again, he was a babyface, and he was acting like a babyface. And now they're saying, like, they don't know where he's going. He's only going to be walking away until he gets his rematch with Drew McIntyre and until he deals with Roddy. So I can see Bobby Roode, like, staying with NXT for another good month just to get through the tapings, and then he goes to SmackDown Live. But they really need to differentiate, like, who is Roode going to be, babyface or a heel, and they need to wrap up these storylines with him in NXT quick before he can do anything on SmackDown. And of course, we saw the final highlight package of Brooklyn when Hideo Itami took on Aleister Black, which is the most technical match of the night. And of course, we all know Aleister Black got the win. Cannot wait to see what Aleister and Hideo go from here. And again, I just find it so hilarious that we've gotten to the point to the future now where men are using their phones to record their interviews. Of course, it's main event time here on NXT, as we saw the UK men in action when we had Mustache Mountain's Trent Seven and the former UK champion Tyler Bate take on Wolfgang and the UK champion Pete Dunne. Very, very fun match. I enjoyed it for what it was. But what I found interesting is the fact that when all four of these men came out, all of them got very positive and very good reactions. And it really makes you wonder how they have not decided what the hell they are going to do with these UK guys. Again, the UK tournament happened in January. We're now in almost September. They really need to do something with these UK guys, because right now they're just spinning their wheels. Because, and I looked this up earlier, the last time we saw Pete Dunne on NXT TV, since he's the champion, was May 31st edition of NXT. That was 2.5 months ago. If you don't showcase these guys, and if you don't showcase that UK championship, then it's like, wow, the matches are good, but if we only see these guys like every 2.5 months, and the fact that these guys were in Brooklyn but not even on the show, it's a crying shame. But yeah, good match. Overall thoughts on NXT this week. It's really not an episode you really need to watch, but if you had to watch one match, I'd say watch the tag team match if you really want to get into the UK guys, and if you really want to see a nice little showcase for them. But yeah, Drew McIntyre will be back next week. I can't wait to review that. It'll be interesting to see how NXT is going to be doing moving forward. Alright guys, that is it from my end. I am back. DJ Kaz is back here on PWFempire.com exclusively to this site. This has been my NXT review. I will see you around. Later days.